Students, in the previous video we had seen about the statement and proof for statement and procedure and proof for Thevenin's theorem. So in this video we will be seeing about the problems. So first is using the Thevenin's theorem, find the current I through R is equal to 2 ohms. So here they have told that we are supposed to find out the current I through 2 ohms resistor there. That means this 2 ohm resistor is going to be called as your load resistance there. So first, to find out your VTH, what we are going to do is open circuit the load resistance. So now we have open circuited the load resistance there. So now to find out, we know that since this loop is not going to be closed, there is going to be no current that is going to flow through the circuit, and the circuit is going to be like this. So now this 4 ohms is going to be removed, and you are going to have the circuit to be, this is your 5 ohms, this is your 20 ohms, this is going to be your 5 volts, 50 volts, and now this voltage across this 20 ohms is going to be VTH. So we can write your I is equivalent to 50 divided by 25. So if I am going to find out what is going to be the current through this, I is equivalent to 50 divided by 25. So VTH is nothing but the drop across this 20 ohm resistance, that is nothing but 20 into I. So current is entering like this is plus minus, so here this is plus minus. If I write my KVL equation like this, so my VTH minus I into 20 is equal to 0. So VTH is equivalent to 20I. So I value we have found out, that is 2 amps. So in this case we are going to have your VTH is going to be 40 volts. Now to find out your RTH, what you are going to do is, we have removed your load resistance. Then in that case we have only an independent voltage source 50 volts. So that 50 volts is going to be short circuited, and we are going to have this 5 ohm, 20 ohm and 4 ohm. Now we can see that 5 and 20 are going to be in parallel configuration. Find out the equivalent resistance. That resistance will be in series with your 4 ohms. So total resistance is going to be 8. Now the Thevenin's equivalent circuit is going to be VTH is 40 volts. RTH is going to be 8 ohms. In series with your load resistance is 2 ohms. Now they have asked you to find out the current through your 2 ohm resistance. That is nothing but 40 divided by 10, 4 amps there. So here next problem is, find the Thevenin's equivalent circuit with respect to the terminals A, B for the circuit shown in the figure below. So here by finding out your open circuit voltage, that is your VThevenin's voltage, and the short circuit current ISC. So here they have asked you, in this problem itself they have asked you to find out your open circuit voltage VOC and your ISC current. So what we are going to do is, we are going to find out your VOC. So how we are going to find out your VOC is by your nodal analysis. So general thing is, here in this case you have a current source between the loops. So one way is I can go for a supernode analysis method, or the other way is, if current source is there, better to go for your nodal analysis method. So first mark the nodes. So marking the nodes, this is going to be a node 1, this is going to be a node 2, and this is going to be a node 3. Now we are going to find out what is going to be the current that is going to flow through your circuit there. So here in this case I am going to see what is going to be the equation here. So suppose if I am going to assume that this is your current I. Okay, so here in this case the voltage at this point is going to be 30 volts. And here you are going to have, this is your V2 voltage. So here in this case it is a V2 minus 30 means this is your current direction. So here this is your current direction there. So apply a KCL at node, so KCL at node 2. So here this incoming current is going to be 1.5 is equivalent to outgoing current is going to be, if I am going to take this as I1, this as I2, your outgoing current is going to be I1 plus I2. So what is I1? Current is flowing from V2 minus 30. So your I1 is equivalent to V2 minus 30 divided by your resistance is going to be 40. I2 is nothing but, from here if I am going to start, V2 minus V3 divided by 60 plus 20 is going to be your current there. So here in this case your V3 is going to be a reference voltage. So reference voltage is going to be 0. So it is V2 by 80 plus V2 by 40 is equal to 1.5 plus 30 by 40, that is 0.75, it is 2.25 volts there. So now 3V2, if I am going to simplify it, your V2 is going to be 60 volts. Now I want to find out your open circuit voltage. Your open circuit voltage is nothing but the drop across a 60 ohm resistance. So 60 ohm resistance is current flowing through that is going to be I2. So here in this case 60 into I2 is going to be your open circuit voltage. So here yes, how I am going to find out my I2 is nothing but V2 divided by 80. So I2 is equal to V2. So here in this case we are taking it as I2. That means here this is going to be your I2 current. So I2 is nothing but V2 by 80. This is your I2 current there. So here we are going to have your I2 is going to be V2 by 80 into 60. That is going to be 45 volts. That is your open circuit voltage. Next is we have to find out your short circuit current. To find out a short circuit current, what we are going to do is we are going to short circuit the load terminals. So when I am going to short circuit the load terminals, what happens is this is going to be in parallel. A short circuit current is going to be in parallel with your resistance 60 ohms. So in that case there is going to be no current flowing through the 60 ohms. So redraw the circuit. So if I redraw the circuit, your circuit is going to be drawn like this. So 30 volts, 5 ohms, 25 ohms. Here in this case ISC there. Now apply your KCL at this point node there. So incoming current is going to be 1.5. Outgoing current is I plus ISC. So what is I? I is nothing but V2 minus 30 divided by the voltage at this point is nothing but 30. So current is entering like this. So V2 minus 30 divided by 40. That is your I current. ISC is nothing but V2 minus V3 divided by 20. So V3 is 0. So V2 by 20. So now if I simplify it and find out, V2 is going to be 30 volts. Now they have asked you to find out ISC. ISC is nothing but V2 by 20. So we know that ISC is V2 by 20. So here there is going to be 1.5 amps. So to find out your Thevenin's resistance, that is equal to VOC by ISC. So 45 divided by 1.5 is 30 ohms. So this circuit is going to consist of only your independent sources. But since in the question they have asked to find out your ISC, you are finding out your ISC there. So Thevenin's equivalent resistance is what you are going to do is short circuit your voltage source and open circuit your current source. So if a short circuit is 30 volts, it is going to be a short circuit. Open circuit means is 1.5 amps is going to go there. So now if I am going to see your current that is coming here, it is getting divided into these two branches there. So it is getting divided. This is going to be a short circuit path and this is going to be an resistive path. So in that case there is going to be no current that is going to flow through this branch. So a circuit will get simplified. Okay, since your short circuit current is going to have a low resistance path, all the current will flow through this branch and no current will flow through this 5 and 25 ohm resistance. So in that case, the equivalent circuit is going to be 40 ohms, here 20 ohms and 60 ohms there. So now 40 and 20 are going to be in series and that 60 is going to be in parallel with this 60. So that is nothing but 30 ohms. So I can redraw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit as 45 volts in series with your 30 ohm resistance there. Next is we are going to find out the Thevenin's equivalent circuit for the circuit shown in figure below with respect to the terminals there. So in this case we are going to consider a dependent source as well as an independent source. So if there is going to be a dependent source, what we have to do is your RTH should be found out using the formula VOC divided by ISC. So to find out, what we are going to do is 20 volts in series with your resistance 6 ohms. Here we are going to have your 2I and this is going to be your 6 ohms there. Now first step as usual, remove your load resistance and there is going to be no current that is going to flow through this 10 ohm resistance there. Now write your equivalent circuit there. So here in this case current is entering like this. So this is plus, this is minus. So here the current I is going to enter there. That means that your 20 minus 6I minus to plus is going to be plus 2I minus, here in this case current is entering like this. So this is plus, this is minus. So minus 6I is equal to 0. So what is I? I is 2 amps there. So your open circuit voltage is nothing but the drop across this 6 ohm resistance. So 6 into I. So VOC is equal to 6I. Now I have got the open circuit voltage, that is 12 volts. Next step is your dependent source is there. So I should find out your short circuit current. So short circuit the load terminals A, B and find out your apply your KVL equations, your loop currents, your mesh analysis and find out what is going to be your ISC. So now your first equation, if I'm going to assume that the current through your first loop is I1, second loop is going to be your ISC. If I write my KVL equation, it is 20. Here current is entering like this is plus, this is minus. So 20 minus 6I1 minus 2I. Here if I want, the third parameter is going to be I. So instead directly I can write it in terms of I is nothing but I1. So if I write a KCL at this node, incoming current is going to be I1, outgoing current is going to be I, and here it is ISC. So I1 is equal to I plus ISC. So what is I? I is nothing but I1 minus ISC. So your I is there. So wherever I is there, replace it by I1 minus ISC. Now your equation is going to consist of only two terms. That is 20 plus 2I is equivalent to 12I1 minus 6ISC there. Next is coming to the second equation. If I am going to write, it is going to be this 12I1 minus 6ISC. This I, you write it in terms of I1 minus ISC. It is 10I1 minus 4ISC is equivalent to 20. Now for the mesh analysis 2, that is your second loop, it is minus 10 ISC, then minus 6 into your ISC minus I1. So this is the second equation. So solving equation 1 and 2, my ISC is going to be 0.88. So in that case, your RTH is VOC by ISC, that is 12 divided by 0.88, that is 13.4 amps there. So this is going to be your next method then. Next is determine the Thevenin's equivalent circuit between the terminals A, B for the circuit. See, in this case there is only a dependent source, there is no independent source. That means what we have to do is we have to connect either an 1 amp voltage source or 1 amp current source or 1 volt voltage source at the load terminals here. So now first case I will assume that I will consider a current 1 amp current source there. So if I am going to apply an 1 amp current source is going to be connected. See, this circuit is consisting of only dependent sources. If it consists of only dependent sources, then what you have to do is you have to connect a 1 amp current source there. So by connecting an 1 amp current source, apply the KCL at your node VA. Incoming current is going to be I, that is 1, is equal to outgoing current is going to be I plus I1. So what is I? If I am going to apply my nodal analysis, I is nothing but VA minus, if I am going to take this as a reference voltage here, VB. This is going to be a ground terminal, so it is VA by 10 plus VA minus, the voltage here is going to be minus 2I divided by 5. So here I is equivalent to VA by 10. So now what we are going to do is substituting a second equation, that is your equation 2 in equation 1. Your I is equivalent to VA by 10 because here I is another term there. So now I should find out that I is nothing but VA by 10. Substitute here. Simplify it, you will be getting the node voltage VA. VA is nothing but the terminal voltage at this point. So in that case, RTH is equal to VA by ISC. So ISC is nothing but the current is here 1 amps. So VA by your ISC is going to be 1 amps, 50 by 13 by 1. So we get RTH is equal to 50 by 13 ohms. So here next is determine the Thevenin's equivalent circuit between the terminals AB for the circuit. Now we are seeing that we have only a dependent source. So in this case either we can connect an 1 volt voltage source or an 1 amp current source there. So if I am going to connect an 1 volt voltage source, your RT is equivalent to 1 by I ohms there. So now what we are going to do is we are going to apply your KCL at node VA. So KCL at node VA is equivalent to I is equivalent to I1 plus half into Vx. So here I1 is nothing but the voltage at that point is going to be Vx. If I am going to assume it is Vx by 4 plus 0.5 Vx. So in this case if I am going to consider Vx is nothing but the voltage at this point, that is 1 volt. So Vx is equivalent to 1 volt means your I is equivalent to 0.75 amps. Now RTH is nothing but 1 by I. 1 by I is 1 by 0.75, that is 1.33. So either I can connect an 1 volt voltage source or an 1 amp current source. So if I am going to connect an 1 amp current source, in this case your equation, if I am going to write, the incoming current is equivalent to 1, outgoing current is I1 plus half Vx. So 1 is equivalent to Vx by 4 plus half into Vx, that is nothing but 3 Vx by 4. So what is Vx from this? It is 4 by 3 volts. So what is RTH? VTH by ISC. ISC is what? 1 amps. So it is 1.33 divided by 1, it is 1.33 ohms. So next is find V naught using Thevenin's theorem. Assume W is equal to 1, the angular frequency. So here in this case, your voltage source is going to be 10 cos t minus 45. That means your voltage source is going to be 10 phase angle minus 45. And similarly, your source is going to be 5 sin t plus 30 means 5. So t plus 30 I can write it as cos of t minus 60. So here in this case, it is going to be 5 phase angle minus 60. And an inductance is going to be replaced by j omega L. So L is nothing but 1 henries. So it is j into 1, omega is going to be 1, so that means j1 ohms. Next is capacitance is 1 by j omega C. So j is going to 1, omega is going to be 1, C is going to be 1 farad. So it is minus j. So replace that inductance by j and capacitance by minus j. So now we have to find out VTH. So load impedance is going to be your AB terminal, that is minus j. Remove it. Find out what is going to be the voltage across that. So voltage across that is, suppose I am going to assume that this is your current I1. So in that case, what we are going to write is your plus minus. If I am going to have here, current is entering like this, this is minus. If I consider one side of the loop, it is going to be your VTH. So plus to minus is going to be minus I1 into 3. So here in this case, plus to minus is going to be minus 10 phase angle minus 45 is equal to 0. So from this we can find out what is I1. So I1 is equal to VTH minus 10 phase angle minus 45 divided by 3. So here in this case, I2 is equal to VTH minus 5 phase angle minus 60 divided by j. So if I simplify this equation, we are going to get your VTH is equivalent to your 10 phase angle minus 45 is equal to minus 15 phase angle by minus 3. So simplify it, you will be getting this by VTH voltage there. Next is to find out your ZTH. If there is going to be a current voltage source short circuited. So here we have voltage source short circuiting it. That means 3 and J1 are going to be in parallel. Find out the equivalent impedance, 3 into J1 divided by 3 plus J. So that is equivalent to ZTH is equal to 0.948 phase angle 71.56 ohms. So now we have to find out what is going to be the V0, that is your current that is going to flow through minus J1. So that is nothing but your VTH divided by ZTH. So here in this case, this is your I0 current. So your I0 current is equivalent to VTH by your ZTH minus J1. So here you are going to have it substituted, simplify it, you will get your I0 to be 15.73, phase angle 24.79. So what is your V0? If I want to find out my V0, V0 is equivalent to I0 into minus J1. So here they have asked this, so that is why they have done I0 is nothing but your VTH divided by your ZTH minus J1. So that is what they have done here. This is the V0 only. So V0 is nothing but your I0 into minus J1. So I0 is VTH by ZTH minus J1 into minus J1. So if I multiply it, simplify, you will be getting this equation. So this is your V0 value there.